Hello guys, welcome back to Blissful Hearts Farm. I just wanted to go over urinary tract health for your cats. This is something very important because it can take the life of your cat very quickly, and it's a pretty painful way to go for cats as well. And I wanted to bring up something a lot of people I don't think are realizing, something I didn't realize. I always kind of thought of urinary tract infections being caused by too much ash in the food or feeding dry food and not feeding any soft as a balance, especially for your neutered males. Well, sorry about that, guys. There's another huge factor into urinary tract infections, and when I tell you, it's going to make completely sense. It's the water. We live in a rural area. We have our own well. We have a high concentration of calcium in our water. Of course, I couldn't run right out and buy $1,000-something filtration system. So the first thing I did to guard myself and my cats from too much calcium in our water was getting just a filter that you put right on your spigot and make sure it was one that did the minerals. So that's the first thing I did. So if you're experiencing off and on urinary tract infections that you haven't been able to put a finger on it, I will almost guarantee you it's something with your water. So a good way to check if you've got too much calcium in your water is do what I did. This is how I realized I had too much calcium. I drank some water in a glass and noticed the next morning that there was literally like a white ring at the bottom, kind of a powdery substance. Well, that was the calcium. So what I did is I've got a little glass there, and if you can see, the bottom looks kind of cloudy. That was left, a little bit of water, I filled it with water, poured the water out, and that little residual amount of water that was left in there dried overnight, and you get like a white or a gray-white film. So that's one way, to tell if you have too much calcium in your water. So if you've been, experiencing urinary tracts with your cat and you keep like treating them, and then a month or two later they get them again, this could be the reason why. Now I'm going to give you my go-to for keeping urinary tract health for your cats. Vinegar. Vinegar is probably my number one. You've probably seen my video for dogs. I have one out for horses too. I absolutely love this stuff for yourself. It's going to alkalize the bladder. It's going to alkalize the body. It's going to keep calcium crystallization and all that from forming in the urethra. So it's just fantastic. Now, how much do you give cats? Very small amount, an 1/8 to 1/4 teaspoon just once a day. 3 to 5 days a week is all you need in their food. Now, you can do vinegar water. And a gallon of water, I would put about 1/8 of a cup of vinegar in the water, and all my animals drink it. I do have a couple cats though that are finicky about that water, so I have to keep them plain water beside that, or they will not drink the vinegar water. But if your cats will drink it, hooray. This is a good way just to put a little bit of vinegar in their water that will benefit them, the dogs, if you have both. And otherwise, if you're going to do it more as a feeding, I would do it 3 to 5 days a week. And just once a day you put it in. Remember, 1/8 of a teaspoon to 1/4 of a teaspoon. Now, of course, I'm not a vet, so you need to ask your vet about this, especially if your cat is already on medication or has had other chronic problems. You always want to check with your veterinarian before you change anything in their diet, so especially if your cat is on any type of medications. So the other thing I would say to add, if you're not real fond of the vinegar idea, which is, again, my favorite, cranberry pills. I get the gel kind. And you would take about 1/4 to 1/2 of that gel pill, depending on the size of the cat, and you would squeeze it into some soft food. And I have never had one that turned it down. It's such a small amount. You just stir it into their food, and they eat it right up most of the time. The other option, though, that they have that I have recently found is they're finally made a paste that has added lysine and magnesium, which are both great for urinary tract health, and cranberry extract. Hooray! This stuff, the cats, I have 7 total cats. All but 2 of them just lick this stuff right out the tube. They absolutely love it. They look forward to it. This is something you will use 3 to 5 days a week as well as a maintenance thing to keep them healthy, to prevent any, or if you've had them in the past, this will hopefully help prevent you from getting them again. So again, the first thing to do is to check for having too much calcium in your water, and also supplementing, whatever you feel comfortable with. And I've always start with a very tiny amount. you know, with the vinegar, you could start with literally a drop. You know, always research everything and test everything out before you go with the full amounts. The other great thing, about that paste is it can be added to their food. If they don't like to lick it right out of the tube, I added it to soft food. For the two that doesn't like it, they gobbled it right up as if it was never in there. So that's another great way. Now those tubes cost between $4 and $10 a tube for the urinary tract health paste that are out there. But please do research and look in the ingredients. Some of them have hydrogenated oils. We don't want trans fats for us, and I surely don't want it for my animals. So there are different brands out there. Check PetSmarts and different stores and online on Amazon, etc. And hopefully you'll be able to find one if you think that's the route. But the number one thing that I wanted to make the video about was one of the main causes I think people are not realizing is high calcium in your water. So you all have a great day. Let me know if this helped you. Give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell button so that you are full aware of the contest that we're having. We're having one right now, which is getting ready to end. This will be the second contest that the winners will be forfeiting. Unfortunately, because it is so hard for us to get in contact with our subscribers, because a lot of times our emails go into like junk, or our emails go into promotions instead of to your inbox. People are missing out. So this will probably be the second contest that people are forfeited, and there's actually 12 people that I have listed that have a chance to win on this last video. So please hit that bell button so from now on when we upload videos, because once this today is March 1st 2018, once that I pull that contest, I'm going to be doing another one. So please subscribe and just stay tuned and see what else we'll be having to bring to you soon enough. Talk to you later. Bye bye.